Hello and welcome to the News Radar. Let's kick things off with the latest developments in the ongoing trade standoff. The European Union has approved its first round of countermeasures in response to President Trump's tariffs, aligning itself with countries like China and Canada in pushing back. The EU plans to impose additional duties, mostly set at 25%, on a wide range of U.S. imports. These tariffs directly respond to American levies on steel and aluminum, which the EU sees as unjustified and harmful to global trade. The new EU tariffs will come into effect on April 15th. Brussels is still carefully assessing how to respond to a broader range of U.S. tariffs, including those on automobiles, and the 20% import duties that have been extended to other goods. For now, the tariffs on steel and aluminum are the primary focus, but further actions could be considered down the line. Some of the EU's countermeasures revitalize actions that were initially introduced during Trump's first term in office, with a few modifications. These tariffs are being reintroduced due to the expanded scope of the metal tariffs this time around. Additional responses are also being prepared, but EU leaders are trying to be cautious. Unlike China, Brussels isn't aiming to escalate the situation into a full-scale trade war. There is significant concern in Europe about the potential economic fallout, particularly for sectors that have already been impacted by rising energy costs and inflation. At the same time, President Trump took to social media with a message that appears aimed at reassuring Americans. He wrote, "Be cool. Everything will work out well. The USA will be bigger and better than ever before. This is a great time to buy." While his comments seem focused on calming his political base and encouraging consumer confidence, the timing and messaging are raising eyebrows on the international stage. The EU, for one, sees the message as signaling that the US is not going to back down on tariffs anytime soon. The uncertainty surrounding US trade policy is complicating diplomatic relations, as there's little clarity on who in Washington has the authority to negotiate or make binding decisions. This uncertainty is particularly frustrating for EU leaders, who are used to dealing with a well-organized and predictable system of trade policy. In Brussels, trade negotiations are managed by officials who work within a clear and consistent framework. In contrast, officials in Brussels are left wondering who they're supposed to talk to in Washington, given the lack of consistency in the U.S. approach. As the EU moves forward with its countermeasures, there is growing talk of strengthening relationships with other global trade partners. The EU may look to deepen trade ties with countries in Asia, Latin America, and Africa, as it becomes more apparent that the U.S. may not be a reliable negotiating partner in the near future. European officials are re-evaluating their strategy in response to the ongoing volatility of U.S. trade policies. The EU has a significant interest in maintaining a strong, stable global trade network, and while it's not abandoning talks with the U.S., the shifting dynamics may prompt the EU to reconsider where it focuses its diplomatic and economic efforts. The global trade landscape is changing, and the EU is positioning itself to adapt to new challenges while avoiding unnecessary escalation.
We will continue to bring you new updates as more information becomes available. Stay with us for latest updates.